This is Pete Feenstra on Thursday the 12th of September. Talking to a great band from Wichita, Kansas, boys, that's where you're from?
That's correct.
Called Moreland Arbuckle, which is a bit confusing because it's actually a power trio. There's three guys here on my immediate right. I've got Kendall Newley, the drummer. Real good to have you here.
Yeah,
Dustin Arbuckle, the harp player. And the man on my left with a million guitars, including a cigar box guitar, Mr. Aaron Moreland. Guys, this is your first UK tour.
That's right.
Have you already done some dates?
Several, and one in Ireland.
Oh, you've been to Ireland already?
Yeah, we've I guess we've had 5 shows in the UK and one in Ireland so far.
Well, we're doing this for GetReadyToRock.com, which is an international website, and on that very theme of international, you've been all over the place. You've been to Italy and Eastern Bloc countries, as we used to call them. Where have you been? You want to tell everybody?
We've been to 15 countries. I just
Wow.
counted up the other day on 3 continents. So the Ireland trip 2 days ago, it's up to 15.
Wow.
Italy, Ireland, Britain, Croatia, Belgium, Holland, Czech Republic, Slovakia,
Bulgaria,
Poland,
Well, you've been
Kuwait,
Oh,
Iraq.
yeah.
United
We'll come to
States,
that, yeah.
Canada.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm missing a few. Germany, how could you forget Germany?
But I guess those trips still aren't as big as when you head out of Wichita and go left or right to either coast in the States. Takes a day, right?
Oh,
Yeah, pretty
man.
much. Non-stop driving, you can get either coast in about a day.
Wow. So you're touring behind is it your 5th album now?
6th.
6th album called 7 Cities, which is a magnificent record. It's been getting lots of radio airplay. And your biggest production ever, was that something you were aware of was that planned? I guess it was.
yeah, it was.
We worked with the producer outside the band for the first time on this fellow named Matt Bayless, based in Seattle, Washington.
Who's known for a big sound, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. He's known for producing like metal bands and
Right.
electronic pop bands and things like that.
So you brought those elements into the album.
Well, I think
It's a big sounding album.
Yeah, well, we definitely brought the bigger sounds into the record.
Especially you being the drummer, because these guys used to be a duo before, right?
Many moons ago, Caney Valley was that all duo record.
Except a couple songs.
That was an independent release, right?
Yeah, we had 2 independent releases before.
We've been a trio in this format really since like 2005.
Oh, okay. So you're veterans then.
Yeah.
So did you go to that as a trio, or did you pick somebody up over there? Or?
It was a package tour, actually.
Oh, okay.
Aaron and I and a number of other artists, and so there was just kind of a house drummer for the whole tour.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But I want to talk about the album first, which is and Kendall's really important on this because you kind of shaped the songs, giving it a whole new dynamic, I think, from what was going on before.
Well, thank you.
Did you how did you approach the whole thing? Did the guys just come up to you with the songs and then you did the fills, or were you part of the creative process, or how did that work?
I mean, the songwriting process is,
It is what it is, yeah.
Aaron will bring a riff, or Dustin will bring a riff, and from that point on, it's somewhat collaborative. But sometimes songs are completely written when someone brings them. It's always a little bit different.
Was most of the stuff all written before you actually went and recorded it, or did something come up when you actually...
Everything was written before we recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean the arrangements and the production on this album is pretty spot on.
Yeah, we had everything together. There were some changes in the studio while it was happening, but not many.
Matt had a lot of ideas as far as like subtle arrangement changes and things like that. But again, like Aaron said, for the most part, the songs were pretty well, mostly recorded as we've been playing them live and rehearsing them.
And did you embrace his ideas? Were you happy with that?
Yeah.
He had nothing but good input, really.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be working because you're getting played all over the place right now.
Well, we hope so. Yeah, it's nice to be.
I mean, was there a feeling that this was going to be more, I don't mean commercial, but certainly radio friendly and...
Yeah, that was the hope. Just so that you always want to keep raising the bar. So. hopefully we raise the bar one more time.
Yeah, but you know, the interesting thing is, like tonight, for example, I got people coming who are expecting to see a boogie band, some people are expecting to see some down-home stuff, and I've got some bikers who want to see some rock, so I guess you cover all angles.
We'll do our best.
Yeah. So thinking about the fact that you play all these, not all weird guitars, but a cigar box guitar, so there's no bass player, right? And you play these wonderful tones on harmonica.
Thank you.
Well, you do. I mean, and you ran the whole thing up there. I mean, how do you bring it all together as one?
A lot of time on the road together.
Yeah, I guess.
Listening to each other, understanding, what the collective vision of the band is.
Because I mean, I don't have the album in front of me right now, sadly, but there's tracks like the one I thought sounded like The Devil and Me. What's that one called?
Yeah.
That's a real southern rock thing, but you've got a lovely chiming guitar sound on that. Was that the kind of thing you worked on in the studio? Much like the harp sound and other.
Well, I used a particular guitar and particular amp for that song.
Yeah. And the same with the harp. I mean, you get a lovely tone on some of those things.
You know, the thing
Big
is,
variety as well.
well, thank you. I really, for the harmonica sound, we just kind of tried to go for the same sound I try to get live on.
You do?
Pretty much everything, so.
And how about the songs live? Are they pretty much the same as you got them on the album? You stretch them out?
There's a lot of
Yeah.
improvisation that happens
Yeah.
live that we did not. I mean, there's still improvisation on the record, but we try to keep the songs a little more concise on the record.
Yeah.
When we play them live, we'll stretch them out.
Yeah, makes for a great show. Just going back just a moment, you were saying about where you toured everywhere. I guess a lot of that stuff must have been festivals, right?
Some of it, yeah. Festivals, clubs.
And were you appreciated on that? I mean, you're radically different from a lot of stuff that kind of.
Usually.
Yeah.
Usually.
You know, there's always the odd gig where somebody looks at you a bit weird, but for the most part, especially for the most part, we've been received very well.
And do you have to change things around when you're playing on a big stage to a bigger audience and you have to project yourself more?
No.
Does that come naturally?
No, we don't do anything different, really.
Cool. Stick with what you are. So going back to when you first started, you two guys were kind of very, what I call down-home blues kind of influences, and now you kind of, what's popularly called roots rock. How did you make that jump to being a lot more, apart from having Kendall on board?
Oh, it was pretty organic, really. We didn't plan it. It's just sort of how the band has evolved over the years.
Should tell everybody out there that you toured with ZZ Top, so I guess the boogie thing came a little bit, probably already there with Slim Harpo kind of influence.
Oh yeah, I mean we were really heavily influenced by the Mississippi blues, early Chicago blues, stuff like that. But I mean, we all love a lot of music. We love classic rock like Led Zeppelin.
And some big riffs in there.
Yeah, and ZZ Top and things like that. But we love country music and soul music and modern like stoner rock like Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, well, I hear that too.
So.
Wow. And you brought that into your songs, which is the most interesting thing, and made it something of your own.
We hope so.
Intentionally, really, it was not intentional.
It just happens. It's just with the music that you listen to creeps into your own music, I think, and that's how it happens. That's just how it happens.
Well, the album's called 7 Cities. What's the label?
Telarc,
which is available in this country. What's the website? You better tell everybody about that, where they can check it out.
Our website is morelandarbuckle.com, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff too.
And I know you've just done a session for the BBC.
Yep.
That's coming out in October, right?
Yes.
October 7th, I think, is on the Paul Jones show.
October 7th. That's on the famous. What's the name of the big studio the Beatles play there next door? Maida Vale.
Yeah, that's where it was amazing.
Well, it's been great talking to you guys.
Thank you.
We've got a show to do here. It's been people talk to Kendall,
Thank you.
and Moreland on my left. I've got to say one more thing, by the way. A few people asked me this, and I may mention it in the interview we did. Moreland Arbuckle. Some people thought that was a kind of sweet shop in Lancashire somewhere. But you're from, I think it's Scottish, right?
My family name is Scotland. It's from Scotland, yes.
Well, we all rock like hell up there, so it's
All right.
what we're going to do tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Pete Feenstra for GetReadyToRock.com, Jeff on the camera. Thank you very much and good night.